Welcome back, everybody. My name is BluJay, and we are back at the Reverb Outpost. Now, in the last episode, we had our world download, the first one of the season, but that does not mean we are anywhere close to being done. We have a lot of work to do, especially in here. If you can take a look around and see all of the nastiness that is in here, there's just so much to do. So we're going to start over here by counting up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... Oh, I got off there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, that ninth block up there, directly under the little scaffolding we had earlier in the season, that's where we're going to punch a hole. Right there, and then we're going to place down one of these cobblestone walls, and this is the reason right here, the very reason that we have been using this texture all season long. Now, yes, I know we've used it for, other applications, but the reason I designed it this way is because of the cobblestone walls and the way that I want them to look like rafters, like little metal beams that are going across the hangar bay, and we'll probably use this application other places in the base at some point, but we are using these cobblestone walls in here specifically for this purpose in the hangar bay to make it look like metal beams going across, which I think it looks really cool. It gives off that futuristic steel beam sci-fi kind of feel, which is what we're going for. So, wanted to mention really quick while we're doing this, you may have noticed that this video is a day late, and if you're watching this a long time in the future, then, feel free to ignore what I'm about to say, but normally I have my videos out on Mondays and Thursdays, and this is released on a Tuesday, and the reason for that is, if you haven't noticed over on Twitter, again, I would encourage you to follow me over there, because when I can't post updates on reasons why videos are late on YouTube, I post them over on Twitter, so be sure to follow me over there. So the reason that this video is actually late is because I got a terrible case of the flu over the weekend, and I was just basically in bed all day for an entire day and a little bit extra the next day. So I was sleeping a lot. I was recovering, was not feeling great, so I had to delay the video in order to get some rest. So I apologize for the delay. December's been kind of a crazy month. I've been doing a lot with, traveling to see family and holidays and a bunch of stuff with work, and the busiest is yet to come this weekend because it is Christmas, and Christmas Eve is one of the busiest days of the year for me. It's a Sunday, so I've got Sunday morning church to lead worship for, and then we have 3 Christmas Eve services in the afternoon, one at 3:30, one at 5, and one at 11. So it's going to be, yeah, that's right, 11 p.m. It's going to be quite a busy day. I'm literally going to be working for probably 14 to 15 hours on Christmas Eve, which I'll get a little bit of break in the evening to see family and hang out and stuff, but it's going to be quite the day. So I needed to rest and recover from this flu as quick as possible so that I could be okay for work, and so I can, get these videos out for you guys. So thanks for being patient with me and understanding. In January, I'm hoping that my schedule, relaxes a bit and I can get back to a regular rotation. And speaking of rotation, I posted a poll over on Twitter recently as well, and I don't think I've mentioned this here. I probably should get some feedback from you guys because this is where the majority of my feedback comes from. I posted a poll about my release schedule and whether or not I'm thinking about changing it up a little bit. And actually, let's go ahead and take a break on that conversation for 1 second, because I got to count this over 3 blocks, and on this 4th block right here, this is where we're going to continue with the next rafter. They're actually mostly all spread 3 apart, except for a couple in the middle, just because of the dimensions of this room. I'll show you after we actually build it. I probably won't do all of these on camera, because it's going to get pretty repetitive pretty quickly. But anyways, we'll come back to that in just a few minutes. So my release schedule, sometime in the near future, I'm considering a change, and I want to hear what you guys have to say about this. I'm thinking about switching from Monday, Thursday to something more like Sunday, Thursday. Now, the gap between videos will be exactly the same. There'll be a 3-day period and then a 4-day period in between videos. That's how my twice-a-week video schedule works right now. It'll just be in a different part of the week. So rather than 4 days over the weekend of waiting, it'll be 4 days during during the week. So waiting from Sunday to Thursday instead of waiting from Thursday to Monday 4 days. So it equals out to be the same amount of time in between videos, just in a different part of the week. And the reason I'm thinking about doing that is because Sundays are already so busy for me anyways. Trying to finalize videos on a Sunday night to release on Monday, because I always post the night before I'm going to release, just because I'm working, so I'm not going to be doing anything with YouTube during the day, and that's usually when my videos release, usually in the afternoon where I live. So I'm thinking about switching my release schedule to Sunday, Thursday, so that I can finish videos up before my busiest day of the week on Sundays, and have, a little bit more time to just relax in the evenings on Sundays. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. I want to hear your feedback on what you would feel about a schedule change. It's only one day. The Thursday video will always probably stay on Thursday. I'm just thinking about switching up the Monday one to Sunday. So let me know in the comment section what you think about that. I'm going to keep working on these rafters for a little bit here and clearing some of the room out. And then I'll come back to you and show you when we've got a little bit more progress, and I'll tell you about what we're going to do next. All right, guys, here is the progress update. We have cleared out all of the nasty scaffolding, and we've got all of our rafters in place. And here's what I'm going to show you. These ones right here. There's a 2-block gap here, and then a 2-block gap there, and then the rest of them are spread apart by 3. And the reason for doing that is just essentially the way that the room is laid out. If I were to do 3 across all the way, it would not end up being symmetrical. So having that 2-block gap in between the middle 3 rafters there, that's the way that we get this to be symmetrical on both sides of the room. So I think it looks pretty good, and let's move on to the next thing. This is going to look kind of like we have carved it out of a mountain, which we kind of have. There was a massive mountain here before, and we cut some of it out, and we're actually going to do a lot of terraforming in the future to make the outside of this place look just as natural as the inside. But we don't want this to be a flat roof. We want it to look like the mountain is still kind of intact. We only carved out the space that we needed for the hangar bay, and so it's just a giant snow-covered interior that is basically like the inside of a cave underneath a mountain. So that's kind of the feel that we're going for here, and basically what we're doing is just throwing around a bunch of snow all over the place and just kind of spamming it here and there and trying to be as randomized as possible. So like that flat area there, we just covered and dropped some stuff down. It's really important to be a little bit random with your textures. You don't want everything to be flat when you're going for this kind of look. You want it to be as like random and natural as possible, because not everything is symmetrical. Yes, those rafters, we want those to be symmetrical because that's the feel of that particular part of the structure. But the roof here, the ceiling. The ceiling, we want it to look like we just cut it straight out of the mountain and only used what we need. So that's looking pretty good. And we're basically going to just do this all over the room. And while we're doing this, I'm gonna do a couple more rows of this and then run back and grab a comment question of the day from the book, because we did not do that in the last episode, because again, I mentioned this earlier. The last episode, I think I mentioned this earlier. I can't remember now. Even if I didn't, the last episode was the world download, and I'm going to include that link in the description for all future videos. So until the next world tour and download day, version 1 of the world download will be in the description, so you guys can continue to download that. If you haven't already, be sure to do that, because you can check out the progress that we've had up to episode 15, and then any world downloads after that will be all of the updated progress from the following videos. So gonna go grab that's what I was talking about. I'm gonna go grab the comment question of the day book, so we can do a couple of those, because we didn't do one in the last episode because it was just the world tour. So we'll do 2 of those today, and then we'll keep going. Besides Star Wars, what is your favorite movie franchise? Tony Tran wants to know this. Thank you for that question. And before we answer it, take a look. We've done this entire row here, and basically that's what the entire ceiling is going to look like. So it's basically going to look like kind of a more intense version of our starter snow cave. And I'm not sure if we're going to put ice in there anywhere. We probably won't do that today, but if we do ice, it'll be in a future episode and all of that. So to answer this question, I'm not really sure. Like, it just kind of depends on my mood. Star Wars has always been like my go-to series to watch, even before like Disney bought them out and started producing like Rogue One and Episode 7, and The Last Jedi was just released this past week, which I have seen and was fantastic. Was not what I was expecting, but I loved it. It was really good. And we'll talk more about that later. Please, please, please do not leave spoilers in the comment section. For those that have not seen it yet, please be respectful. And we'll talk about that more in a few minutes. But the alternate movie franchise that I would go to is probably the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe. Just really enjoy all of those videos. There's such a great variety. Videos. I'm talking about it like it's YouTube. Movies. There's such a great variety, from Iron Man to Thor to Captain America to the Guardians of the Galaxy to the Avengers, where they all come together. And I'm so excited about the Avengers Infinity War. Looks so amazing. I'm just kind of like that superhero kind of movie kind of guy. And I would equate Star Wars into that same line. It's just like a different type of superhero, like Jedi versus Sith, like villains and heroes. And, it's just a kind of different type of superhero. So Marvel is one of my favorite go-to movie franchises to watch. I really like the Lord of the Rings series, and I know a lot of the Hobbit trilogy. It got kind of some negative feedback, but I honestly really liked it. Originally, when they were releasing it and it was still kind of going in theaters, when they said they were going to split it into a trilogy, I was like, oh, come on, that's such a cash grab. They could have done it in one, maybe two films. And when they split it over three, I kind of understood. There's a lot of content there. And I know it's like a really short book, especially for like the last movie. They covered that entire last movie on like what was supposed to be like maybe a 20-page time frame in the book itself. I can't remember, but it was a pretty short segment of the book. But I really enjoyed those movies, and I don't know why they got such negative feedback. I think they fit in really well with the Lord of the Rings, and I like the continuity. So I like those movies. I can't really think of any other franchise besides Marvel and Lord of the Rings and Star Wars. Those are kind of my go-tos. If I think of any others, then maybe I'll mention in the future. But I wanted to mention something else. Just, again, I talked about this just a couple minutes ago about spoilers in the comment section. All right, let's be real here for a second. Twitter, awesome place. Really enjoy it. A lot of interaction, a place where you guys can talk with me, and I can post previews of the builds that I've got coming out and videos that I've got releasing. I post thumbnails before the video comes out, and it's just like a really cool place to show stuff off ahead of time. One of the downsides of Twitter is when you're really excited about something and you're trying to avoid social media for the sake of spoilers, sometimes that doesn't always work. And that happened this week. Before I went to see The Last Jedi, somebody posted something on my page, which I unfortunately read, and I blocked instantly. As soon as I figured it out, I blocked it because I kind of wanted to go into the movie with no expectations, and I'm hoping nobody else read it because I don't want you guys to be spoiled either. That's why I mentioned that in the previous couple of minutes here, because just don't do it. Don't post those spoilers, because some people want to go into it without knowing anything, and I hope, again, nobody read that so that you guys don't have the movie completely ruined for you. And I wouldn't even say it was ruined for me. I still loved it and I enjoyed it, but when I found out that it was true that this person said such and such was going to happen, and then I saw that it actually happened, I was like, oh, come on. So be respectful of people. Don't do that. Some people don't like that. So anyway, that's all I want to say about that. Just, if you're going to interact over on Twitter, be respectful of other people. And that's all I want to say about that. I'm going to keep on working on this, and we'll grab another comment question of the day to answer in just a moment. So are you taking a break from just Unity or Reverb Outpost 2? Wonky Dude, happy gaming. Great question. Obviously, by the continued release schedule of Reverb Outpost, I am not taking a break from Reverb Outpost. This is going to be a ongoing, continuing series for the indefinite future. I do not have any plans to take breaks from this particular series. I'm going to keep going on it. This is kind of my my wheelhouse. This is my single-player series. This is how I started the channel. I started with Season 1, and it was actually a completely different environment, different world, and we did a reset when 1.2 was released. This is hopefully going to be a world that we play on for a very, very, very long time. I have no plans to reset it unless the world gets messed up or corrupted, which hopefully it won't. Hopefully some of those corruption issues have been worked out. And a lot of the major, like, world generation stuff, and I was unable to get mending in the last world for some reason. I was never able to, like, grab a mending book out of fishing, and it's just been kind of weird. And honestly, I haven't tried fishing yet in this world, so we're gonna have to do that soon to see if we can get some mending, because I haven't found any villagers to do villager trading with. And I mean, that's a long time down the road as well. We got villagers for our iron farm, but I'm not planning on doing a villager trading area just yet. I've got a few more things I want to do before we even consider that. But anyway, back to the question. So as long as everything goes according to plan and the world stays in good condition, we're not going to close this series out anytime soon. We're not doing a reset. We're not doing another season. This is the single-player series that is going on my channel for a very long time, and I don't intend to take any breaks. As far as Unity goes, I've already mentioned this in an actual Unity video, and I went into way more depth on it than I have here. And so I want to address the Unity topic as well. So in my announcement over in my last Unity video that I released, which at this point I think has been a couple weeks ago, I mentioned that I was going to be taking an indefinite break, and that indefinite break was going to go at least through December, and who knows how long past that. And to be honest with you, we're here over halfway through December, and coming up on January here in just a couple weeks, and I still have no idea how long I want that break to be. A couple of the issues for me were that this month, December, is just so crazy busy that I don't have time to justify 2 series. It's a lot easier to continue moving forward with 1 series than it is 2, so I can keep that, you know, that flow and that motivation going. So doing 2 series was a lot of pressure and kind of impossible to keep up with during one of the busiest months of the year. And secondly, another big issue that I had was it was kind of becoming like another single-player series. There's just not a whole lot of activity on there right now, so I'm not interested in really doing 2 single-player series on my channel. Again, I can't justify doing that with the particular time schedule that I've got. So I'm not sure how long my break is going to be, especially if the multiplayer aspect of Unity doesn't change sometime soon. If it stays as inactive as it has been in the past, I'm not sure how long that break is going to be. I can't really put a committed time frame on it just yet. So stay tuned. No break on Reverb, definite break on Unity. Not sure how long that's going to last, but I'll keep you guys posted with new information as I've got new information to report. All right, let's run on in here and take a look. Wow, that's looking good. I am super happy with this. There's a few things left that we need to carve out, like a couple of the windows up top. There's still the mountain there, and we'll take care of that when we take care of the terraforming on the exterior. But it is looking pretty good. I'm really happy with this. And you can see I've got 1 torch up there because I was working on carving out some of that excess mountain so we could, you know, have the ceiling, that's the word I'm looking for. We could have the ceiling be on pretty much level ground to start with, and then, you know, texture it out from there. And as I was doing that, I was thinking, should I hide some torchlight up top? And speaking of torchlight, let's jump up here and take this one down because we don't want a random torch just hiding up there on the wall. Should I hide some random torchlight in the ceiling just to light it up a little bit and make it not so dark? Let me know what you think about that. I would love your feedback on that. I'm still undecided on whether I want ice spikes up there, but I'm considering that as well. So let me know about the torches and let me know about the ice spikes. Let's take a look at what this looks like when you come out of this hallway. Oh, it's so cool. Just opens up to be a massive room. So cool. Let me know about the torches. Let me know about the ice. Something else that I've done that I want to show you guys, I took some of these cobblestone slabs and covered up all of the torches around the walls there, and I'm not sure if this is going to stay, because I'm planning on doing some other stuff with this room that might require those to move, but that's where they're going to stay for now. But it is time to go down and add 2 more subscribers to our subscriber barracks, because we didn't do that in the last episode, so we need to add 2 today, and I've already expanded this room, and the first person that we are going to add is Wolf Craft Plays. Thanks so much for being active in the comment section recently. I've noticed a lot of comments from you, so thank you so much. And the next person we are going to add is Hugh Tuber Gaming. All right, this guy has been on my channel since, I think, before I had 200 subscribers. He's been here for quite a long time, since well back before I joined Unity back in July. Oh, and real quick, I fixed it. Sorry, I said I was going to have it fixed for the world download. I didn't. I apologize. It'll be there in the next world download. But YouTuber Gaming has been here for quite a long time, has commented quite a bit on my videos, and actually has a YouTube channel himself, so be sure to go check his stuff out. And I think he's about ready to start a single-player series himself, so be sure to go check that out and tell him I sent you on over to his channel. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is all the time that I have got for today. I just want to say thank you so much for watching this video, and I apologize once again for the delay in releasing this video a day late. And it doesn't seem like we got a whole lot done today, but honestly, taking care of this room and gathering all the snow and placing it and digging out some of the mountain, it took way longer than you saw, because I did a lot of this off camera, and it took me quite a bit of time here. So even though it doesn't look like we did a whole lot today, we accomplished a ton, and this room looks way better for it as well. So still not finished yet. We've got lots left to do in here, detailing on the walls, adding new offshoots possibly to the sides, and, you know, detailing our auto smelter and adding a spaceship of some sort in here, because this is a hangar bay for a starfighter. So we want to add one in here at some point, maybe a couple if we've got room. But that's all for a future episode. So thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate your support. I appreciate your comments, your feedback, and anything you would like to leave me in the comment section would be greatly appreciated. So thanks again, and if you really enjoyed this video, be sure to go check out my Patreon page. There's a lot of really cool rewards over there that you guys might enjoy and benefit from. But for now, my name is BluJay, and I've got to fly on out of here. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.